Hey guys, it's Leia. Sorry for the super long absence. My laptop broke and it's made me really sad, and it's still not fixed yet, but I managed to bust out my old desktop and I've been using that for the time being. Anyway, today I will be refilming my December wrap-up. I filmed this a few weeks ago, and when I went to go edit the video, it was super overexposed. Like, I didn't have a nose. And so here I am filming another one, and I don't have most of the books with me because I borrowed them from the library, so I'll just put a little image somewhere here in the video. So yeah, anyway, let's just get started. I read a total of 3 books and 4 graphic novels. So starting off with the books, the first thing that I read was The Copper Gauntlet by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I really enjoyed the second installment to the Magisterium series. It answered a lot of the questions that I had in the first book, mainly regarding the magic system, because it was just not explained well, so we got a little bit more in this book. I did end up giving this book a 3.75 stars. I just could not give it a 4 stars because the world just doesn't seem believable to me. I don't know, there's just something about it that isn't convincing to me, so hopefully it'll get better in the later books, but I do love where the story is going. I like the character development that's going on, so I will definitely be continuing with the series. I'm actually really excited to. The next thing that I read was The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. This book is a fairy tale retelling of 1001 Nights, and I never read 1001 Nights. I actually knew very little about it, and I really loved this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and I did not expect to like this because this book pretty much has everything that I do not typically like in novels. It is very romance heavy, there's a love triangle, and there's this angsty romance going on, which I typically just do not like, but I just ate this book up. Like, it was so addicting. I loved the chemistry between the 2 main characters, and I don't know, I loved it. The writing I thought was very beautiful, and I don't know. Maybe I was just in the mood for a romance heavy book. I can't wait till the next one. The next thing that I read was Nosferatu by Joe Hill. I buddy read this with Rachel. I will leave a link to her channel down below, as well as her review for this book. She is so nice and she was so easy to get along with. She has a really diverse taste in books and she really enjoys the horror genre. You guys should definitely check her out. So Nosferatu centers around 2 characters, one being Charlie Manx, who goes around in his Rolls Royce and he kidnaps children and he brings them to this place called Christmas Land, where it is Christmas all the time and it is forbidden to be unhappy. And it also follows our other main character, Vic McQueen, and there's something really special about her. She is able to ride her bike and go across this bridge, and she'll end up in a place where something was lost. So to further elaborate on that, for example, if she lost a sock or something, she is able to ride across that bridge and go to the exact place where her sock was lost, and she is able to retrieve it and bring it back. So obviously Vic and Charlie's stories intertwine, and it is just a great novel. It's very exciting, it's very dark and twisted. My favorite part about this book were definitely the characters. They were so well written and they felt so real. Even though they weren't the best people, I just couldn't help but really love them. Also, I really liked that the author gave us a backstory for most of the characters, so I really appreciated that. I definitely recommend this book if you're in the mood for a really dark and twisted adventure story. I love this book. I gave it a 4.5 stars. I took off a half a star because there was a really slow part in the middle of the book and it was a struggle to get through, but that's pretty much it. I definitely recommend this book. Check it out. The last 4 things that I read this month were graphic novels and comic books. The first one being Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. This is a collection of short graphic novel stories. I ended up giving this 3 stars. I really enjoyed some of the stories and the art was absolutely beautiful, but the endings to the stories were kind of weird. I didn't really get it. The endings were really abrupt and it seemed like the stories were incomplete almost. Overall, I still recommend it. The stories are very unsettling and it's still really fun to read, but like I said, the endings were kind of weird and abrupt and yeah. Next, I read Alex and Ada by Jonathan Luna and Sarah Vaughn. This follows the story between a human and an android and their lives together, and I found this to be really cute. At first, it was almost too much like that movie Her, except with an actual physical android. But in the end, it had its own thing going on and I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I did really enjoy it, but there was just something missing. The characters seemed a little bit too monotone. I don't know if it was meant to be that way, but I'm hoping we'll know more about the characters in the next volume. Next, I read Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, and this follows our main character Nimona, and she has a special power. She can transform into any kind of animal. It involves a supervillain and it was such a cute story. I loved it. It was quirky, it was funny, it was heartwarming, and I just loved everything about that graphic novel. I highly recommend it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I wish that it was a series because I would love to read more of Nimona's story. The last thing that I read was Lumberjanes, also by Noelle Stevenson. Because I loved Nimona so much, I was really expecting to love this as well, but I didn't. I ended up giving this a 2 out of 5 stars. I love the art. The art was beautiful, but I just could not get into the story. It follows these 5 friends in summer camp and they come across various weird things and it sounds like a lot of fun, but it was done kind of, I don't know, it was all over the place. I didn't really get the humor. I didn't really enjoy any of the characters. So I don't know, this was just not for me. There are some people that I think would really enjoy this. I think they would find it really funny. I just didn't. I probably won't be continuing on with this comic book series, so yeah. Alright, those were all the books that I read in December. Let me know down below if you guys read any of those books and let's chat about them. But yeah, that is it for today and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!